As she watched the city landscape fade into the distance, Rachel's heart was pounding. She knew she was heading to safety, but her body wasn't quite getting the message. Beyond the train's window, towns and villages turned into wide open spaces, fields, trees, cows and sheep. Rachel took out her phone and texted her father. Rachel. On the way. Should arrive at 3:35. Dad. Good. It'll be okay, Rach. The guy I've hired is the best. I'm sending his picture now, but if you're worried, just ask him what we ate on the beach the day the seagull stole your mother's purse. He'll know the answer. His name is Max Bernstein. He'll have ID. Rachel sighed and read the message through several times. She felt as if she was living in one of her own novels. She'd been writing best-selling crime books for over 10 years, and, until a few months ago, she'd been successful but not very well known. Then, suddenly, one of her books had been optioned for TV, and it had thrust her into the spotlight. Rachel shuddered as she thought about her first appearance on daytime television, and how things might have gone differently if she'd only turned it down. If she'd said no, she wouldn't have been splashed all over the newspapers. If she'd said no, the anonymous man who'd been stalking her every move would never have seen her, and would never have had the chance to become obsessed with her. If she'd said no, she wouldn't be fleeing her beautiful home in London to hide herself away in the Scottish countryside. Rachel closed her eyes and tried not to think about what-ifs. Instead, she thought about her father, and how, as always, he'd stepped in and offered to help her. Ever since her mum died, her father had been her rock, and now he'd rented her a cottage and hired a private bodyguard to watch over her until the entire nasty business was sorted out. She was trying to think of it as a writing retreat, a way to escape from her normal routine and finish her next book. Normally, the idea of having uninterrupted time to write would fill her with excitement, but now, knowing it was indefinite, and that she didn't know when, or if, her stalker would be tracked down, she simply felt sad. Sad that she wouldn't see her friends, sad that her cat had been shipped off to her sister's house, and sad that the text flirtation she'd started with her next-door neighbour Pete would now be put on hold. Taking a deep breath and flipping open her iPad, Rachel tried to concentrate on the notes she'd made for Book 12 in her Rogue Detective series. But as the train rumbled on, she couldn't help wondering whether she'd brought all of this on herself.